here. I don't know what that is. Probably should wipe my table down before I begin. Yo! Hello guys! Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu and Confident Saeed Dabari and Kai. Hello. I should have done this before I started the live stream, but I only realized after I went live that like the table had some thing on it. Don't know what. But let's get to lock down your surfaces before we begin. Okay, officially we are ready. So, how's it going, guys? Hasn't been that long since the last live, but it's been a minute since we read this book, The World Changer. It's actually so interesting, though. I really like this book so far. Since today was a very happy day for me, I had iftar with my close old friends. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I love that. What, like, has it been a long time since you've seen those friends? And if so, why? Cool, Unconfident. Mind if we ask if you have, like, a nickname or something? Yeah, Unconfident is... It's... I guess that's your trademark, but you should have something good. So... Connie, maybe. Confident. Connie for confident, because if you fake it, you'll make it. Hello, Weston Jeeber. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. What? Who should I eat? Who, Mika? Yeah. Is Connie a good nickname? Are you fine with that? I have a nickname. It's Nudar. Okay. What does that mean? So, last time we were reading, we stopped at 39. It's been a long time, as you could tell. Actually, no, it's been 2 days. So today is the 13th, right? Friday the 13th. So let's try to reach at least chapter 2. It's not too far. Nudar. Give me a nickname. Well, what do you like, Bustin Jeeber? Aliens? Because your profile picture. Hello, Doggy. Welcome back to this stream. How's it going? Justin Bieber from YSL. YSL? Is that like the perfume brand? I don't know. Doggy Wolf, how you doing, Doggy? Doggy, I missed you. Why didn't you buy me yesterday? Yo, come on. Don't bring that up. He was uncomfortable by that. So if you know someone's uncomfortable by something, don't continue like that. Alright, so but Wahab, by tradition, would have greeted his grandson, placing his hands over Muhammad's forehead and reciting a blessing. Amina found comfort among her relatives, who prepared a welcome feast. Muhammad washed as his relatives washed their hands and face before eating, a custom unknown in Mecca. And then, for the first time, he tasted garlic, onion, leek, lentils, squash, and other root vegetables, all later mentioned in the Quran. Due to the barren landscape of Mecca, its cuisine consisted mainly of meat, barley, breads, and dried foods. Unlike the Meccans, who loved camel meat constituting a large part of their diet, the Yathribites avoided it entirely due to religious dietary restrictions. The next morning, a Friday, was a busy time of cleaning and cooking, as the Banu Najjar made preparations for the Sabbath. Muhammad, likes the other members of the family, bathed and dressed in his finest clothes. I remember to do that today, guys, but I think it's too late for that now, because all y'all have much later time zones than me, because today's Friday. At dusk, the women of the clan recited blessings as they lit small lanterns to mark the beginning of the Sabbath, a ceremony repeated in every home throughout the Banu Najjar quarter. Imagery of lamps casting away darkness and beautifying the world pervaded the Quran, which dedicated a chapter, Surah An-Nur, the illumination, to the enlightening energy of the divine. I can't read that word without thinking of minions, bro. Wait, is this hadith? It's not hadith. It's just like it's. I guess it is based on hadith because if you look at the back here, it's all the sources come from hadith, like Bukhari and Ahmad, Tabarani, Abu Dawood, stuff like that. It is based on all that, but it's not like word for word the same thing, you know? So I wouldn't call it hadith, but it is called Muhammad the World Changer by Muhammad Jibara, the writer. You can all call me Unconfident, by the way. It's a cool name for me. I guess if you think it's cool, then it is, but it still has like a kind of a negative meaning. So, yeah, I hope you gain that confidence, because I also struggle with unconfidence. So we can call you by your nickname, Nudar. Oh, I gotta go. Okay, bye, Kai. See you later. Inshallah. Luca chilling in the background. Yeah. My knife is friendly? Oh, dear. Okay, let's continue, inshallah. Watch Kai come back with her sister's account. Okay, so that evening at services, the males chanting the Song of Songs, which included a hero version of Muhammad's name, Kullu Muhammadim. He's altogether lovely, or he embodies everything people desire to emulate. Aww, it's so sweet. I don't know if they did it because of him, or if it was already a Bible verse, because I think it was already a Bible verse. And I don't know why they were chanting that, if it were for him or not. But this is so true, that he was literally everything that people desired for themselves, like in terms of good qualities, manners, even looks. He's just rahmatan lil alameen. Don't call me confident, because that will be arrogance. No, it's not arrogance. Confidence is healthy. Arrogance, well, that definition given by the hadith is when you look down on others. Being confident does not mean you look down on others. It just means that you're happy to be who you are. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you that way. So that's confidence. Being rooted strongly in yourself. Looking down on others and disliking people. So a man came to the Prophet and he said, I like to wear nice clothes. Is that arrogant? The Prophet said no, and that's when he defined what arrogance was. So just don't have like a negative outlook of people, and being confident is not cocky. It's not the same thing. That works. See you later. Okay. Whereas in Mecca, Muhammad's name sounded foreign, among the Yathribites, it evoked a familiar concept. I guess because they were closer to the OG religion of Judaism. So that's when, and the old scriptures had Muhammad's name in it already, subhanAllah. For the first time, the young boy heard an assortment of biblical names. Abraham. No one in Mecca was named Abraham, although Meccans revered the patriarch. Joseph, Yusuf, Moses, Musa, Jonah, Yunus, and Job, Ayub. On Saturday morning, Yathrib was still. No one traded in the market, rode horses, or worked the fields. For the first time, Muhammad experienced a day of rest, what the Quran refers to repeatedly as Yawm as-Sabt, the day of repose or day of eternity. While the men went to synagogue, Amina took Muhammad for a walk through the family orchards. As they strolled hand in hand, accompanied by Baraka, Amina shared childhood memories. Baraka noted how Amina's demeanor had brightened. She played with Muhammad in the date palm grows, laughing in ways she hadn't in years. Suddenly, Amina pointed to a section of the garden and explained it was a spot where, as a child, she had first seen his father, Abdullah. It was Amina, recalled love at first sight. This is where your story began, she informed Muhammad. Once the work week resumed, Muhammad had his first chance to observe the profession of his relatives. The Banu Najjar lived up to their family name, clan of carpenters. Wow! They were skilled artisans. They constructed molds for bricks, door frames and doors, plates, cups and bowls, tables, benches, and roof beams. They also carved the wooden mezuzahs Muhammad had seen on the doorposts of homes, as well as wooden pegs used to roll Torah scrolls. They braided palm fibers, making the kind of rope that had held Muhammad during his desert honey harvesting, and he was used to draw buckets of water up from wells. Wow. I want to learn carpentry. That sounds so cool. And I love cups and bowls, bro. Oh, I see. I'm not sure which hadith book I should refer to. I read it 2 months ago. No way! That's awesome. Welcome to Islam, Bustin G. Oh, wait. What should your nickname be? We still gotta decide that. But you didn't say like what are some things that you like. That way we could nickname you after those things. But yeah, that is so cool. So I have previously in previous live streams I went over Riyad al-Salihin, which is like a book of just pure hadith. Like there's some commentary I'd say, but like most of them are just like pure hadith. You could always search up those hadith like meanings if you want. But yeah, I have those old live streams where I went over that book, and the link is posted in my bio. So if you want to read Riyadh al-Salihin, it's there. All the books I have linked in my bio are I think they're really good for reverts because like I'm kind of new to studying Islam myself because I don't even read, bro. Anything that I learn, most of what I read I already knew from before because of like Islamic reminders online. I'll only follow the Islamic pages on my Instagram, so that kind of thing. Yeah. Do you have a favorite meal for iftar? Hello, Adu Kawir. Welcome to the stream. For iftar, it's kind of new every day. Like I don't have a favorite meal. I have a favorite thing to do, which is go to events and stuff, because they always have like the food ready made, different types of food. You don't have to go out of your way to get it wrong and then make it again and then get it right later. I don't have time for that, bro. I'm a student. So it's so nice that all these universities keep on providing those fresh fancy meals too. It's like so bougie. It's not like those mustard meals where everybody gets the same thing and it's like they fight over it, or people take so much they get greedy, or it's like homemade, doesn't taste good, sussy, hair even. No, these are really nice. I guess that didn't really answer the question. But anything with like good protein, like chicken. Don't outlook on people. I think of people. Sorry, I don't know what you're referring to. Matt reviews too. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Do you play pickleball though yesterday? Stream once a year, bro. Sorry, the Ellis guy. I stream every single day though, cause it's like, yeah, that's like I think that's like the core of my channel. I wouldn't Stream once a year though. That's crazy. Okay, I'll check it out. Thanks. Of course. And let's read. Sajida Habibi, welcome. Okay, fine. Let's continue. And welcome to the stream, Sajida. So, Yathrib's farmers cultivated several species of crops in accordance with natural agricultural cycles. On the edge of the Banu Najjar quarter, Muhammad came upon a date processing factory consisting of rectangular plaza covered by a canopy of nets to keep out birds. It provided space where workers laid dates out to dry on straw mats. Like bees in a hive, the workers busily transformed the dried date into syrup, cakes, and even a fermented drink called nabith. Ooh, nabith? I think that was like one of his favorite foods, right? Or I don't know. Probably like thanab or something. The plant was a creative enterprise. 47 years later, Muhammad would select it as the site of his first mosque. Subhanallah. Amid the date palm groves, Muhammad also learned a new way to play. In a watering hole owned by a Jewish man named Aris? Look! Aris Scott! I don't know if he's here, but dang. His name is here. So agriculturalist Muhammad learned to swim and spent hours splashing about with newfound relatives and friends. As an adult, Muhammad would not only make a point of urging parents to teach their children to swim, but he would also often gather his closest followers around this particular well for deep discussions. In fact, he was inspired with the Quran's second to last passage at the well during such a session. The well of Aris clearly evoked positive memories for Muhammad. He would often return there in times of stress to recall the pure childhood joy of being with his mother when she was happy. Oh, I want to hug him. But obviously, even if he were here, I could not. But he's, oh man. So on July 23, the Jews of Yathrib gathered at the northern entrance to the city, an area they called Thaniyat al-Wada, Gateway Hills of Lamentation. Staring longingly north toward Jerusalem, the site of their twice destroyed temple, the Jews marked a day of mourning known as Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, by putting ashes on their heads, sitting on the ground, and wailing for their loss. It was a communal day of fasting when everyone abstained from food, drink, and marital relations. The temple in Jerusalem had been built on the spot where Jews believed Abraham had bound his son and received a covenant from God. While the Yathribites had established a thriving oasis in exile, they nonetheless earned for a lost shrine and a city the Byzantine Empire had barred them from entering. Unlike the Meccans, the Jews of Yathrib had lost their physical link to Abraham, yet maintained a strong connection to his spiritual legacy. That evening, they recited the Book of Lamentations with the cognate of Muhammadiyah appearing in its 7th verse, a reminder that despite their displacement, the Yathribites were bound together by a formal scripture and a common longing for a better future. SubhanAllah. So the Yathribites were much better than the people of Quraysh in Mecca, which the Prophet he was so not appalled, but shocked by when he came from Banu Sa'd, came back after Halima radiallahu anhu gave him back. So he definitely liked Medina a lot more. So the problem was that the Yathribites were deeply divided. They were waiting for divine deliverance. In the meantime, their community lacked effective leadership. Unlike Mecca, Yathrib had no citywide central council of elders. Each clan ran its own rabbinic council on which sat a mix of genuine scholars and corrupt politicos. The Yathribites' incessant squabbling would eventually become paralyzing, leading city elders decades later to approach Muhammad to serve as a mediating leader. But for the moment, Muhammad was just a young boy gathering impressions. In Yathrib, though he had discovered powerful rituals and acquired an inspiring sense of mission that would shape the rest of his life. Wow, subhanallah. So, yeah, he was very, very observant. Even as a kid, subhanallah, like you can imagine someone that young still trying to learn and grasp everything they can. Because, you know, he saw the difference between Mecca and Medina, how they worked. Like Yuki. Is this the Quran? Hello, Mike Milo. Welcome to the stream. This is not the Quran. This is just a book. I got from the bookstore called Muhammad the World Changer. Yuki had to go somewhere. Good job, man. I played football though today and scored 3-0 like Real Madrid. Awesome. Oh, I love Islam. Yeah, I love it too. Yo, Animatiz, welcome back to this stream. How's it going? If you're still here, sorry, I noticed you so late. Yuki, he only popped in for a second. He's not laying down on the floor. This is crazy. But yeah, let's continue, inshallah. Michael Milo, are you still here? Alright, so 3 months later, on the eve of the full moon, a herald on horseback burst into Yathrib to announce the imminent arrival of the caravan returning from Damascus to Mecca. For their entire visit, Amina had delayed taking Muhammad to his father's grave, the ostensible reason for their trip. But the caravan was their only ride back to Mecca, so she could delay no longer. Oh, sorry. The next morning, after Baraka helped pack up their belongings to be loaded on a caravan camel, Amina took her son by the hand and headed for Banu Najjar cemetery. Her cousin Sa'ad, who 6 years earlier had delivered the news of Abdullah's death, guided the small entourage to the grave. Abdullah's burial site, a simple earthen mound rising a foot above the ground, was marked on 4 sides by dried palm leaves and mud bricks. Seeing the grave, Amina broke down. For 6 years, she had lived in denial about her beloved's death. Baraka and Saad carried the frail young woman back to her parents' home, placing her on a mattress in a bedroom on the 2nd floor. Her mother and other female relatives gathered around her with worried expressions as Baraka daubed her feverish forehead with a wet cloth. When Amina refused to eat, Baraka realized that, unlike at Muhammad's birth, this medical episode would not have a happy outcome. She escorted Muhammad from the room so he would not have to see his mother suffering. At sunset, Amina whispered for Muhammad. When Baraka brought him into the room, the 6-year-old was unable to contain his distress and broke out in tears. Baraka propped Amina up against a pillow so she could draw Muhammad to her chest, embracing him as her tears moistened his black hair. He gently wiped away her tears and held her chin as he told her he loved her. Muhammad, who had just that morning confronted the reality of his father's death, could not imagine also losing his mother. At first, Amina said nothing. She kissed Muhammad and tried to hug him with her little remaining strength. Then, looking hazily into his large black eyes, she struggled to articulate her final words. In a weak voice, she uttered, Ya Muhammadu kun rajula, O Muhammad, be a world changer. Then she closed her eyes. The sun had set and the full moon had risen, casting its light on the somber bedroom scene, as the now orphaned boy cried hysterically over his mother's lifeless body. Everyone in the room wondered why Amina had used her last breath to burden her 6-year-old son with such a weighty life mission. She had chosen her last few words carefully. Kun rajula. She had repeated twice. The root word rajala refers to someone with the rare ability to make an impact on the world. It originally described an expert with the specialized talent for transforming unrefined stones into exquisite jewelry. The form kun rajula grammatically turned this process into a timeless constant state of being. Amina had harnessed her last energy to plant a seed in her son. No doubt inspired by her example, Muhammad would later counsel his followers, if the world were ending before your eyes, but you held the sapling in your hands, plant it. Don't be concerned with its fate. Your task is to plan. Oh my god, subhanAllah. With her final words, Amina turned Muhammad into someone special, telling him he already had the ability to transform the world. He just had to unlock the potential inside himself. It was a heavy but profound lesson for an impressionable 6-year-old who had just become an orphan in a society built upon family ties. Muhammad would spend decades making sense of her parting gift. Yo, guys, that was so emotional. I felt like crying there in the middle. But yeah, I finally finished chapter 1. SubhanAllah, like, what a beautiful book. So, I can't believe it. We're at page 46 right now. I don't know why, but last time I was reading, it was so hard to continue. I guess because I was much, much sleepier, but that was so interesting. We started at page 39, so... I think I'll stop right here. So I'm gonna read like 5 more pages, inshallah. Any questions, guys? Any questions so far? Sorry, you're welcome. Sorry, Julia, I gotta go right now. Okay, bye, doggy. I need to study some physical chemistry. Okay, bye. Sorry, I caught that so late. He probably left already. I don't know why the chat still has like automatic translation. I turned it off so much. But yeah, anybody else here? There's only one viewer. Wait, the live is only 26 minutes? That's crazy. Anyways, so the orphan. Yesterday, 4:30 a.m., Thursday, August 20, 576 CE. Muhammad spent the night clinging to his mother. At dawn, 3 men wielding hoes and shovels labored in the Banu Najjar cemetery, carving out a niche at the foot of Amina's tomb. The nocturnal symphony of crickets began to give way to the chirping of birds as dew carpeted the landscape in a pale, wet blanket. In the city's deserted streets, a solitary group of women from the clan's burial society carried white linens, incense, and clay jars filled with fresh water towards the house in mourning. With Muhammad in her arms, Baraka ushered the women in. She directed them to the second-floor room where Amina lay. In the tradition of their people, the women removed Amina's garments and gently washed her before anointing her with perfumes. They quietly chanted melancholic litanies as they wrapped her with 3 layers of delicate linen to form a white burial shroud. Crowing roosters woke city residents and signaled the start of the funeral procession. While some relatives carried Amina's corpse through the streets, others surrounded the body as they had held palm leaves aloft, enveloping it in a green cocoon. Muhammad joined the procession in stunned silence. He would utter not a word that day. In the cemetery, he looked on in disbelief as the white shroud was lowered into the grave, gently placed within the niche at its foot and sealed with baked bricks. Then the burial soil was shoveled atop the grave, forming a physical barrier separating Muhammad from his mother. Man, this is kind of reminding me of a tofu because his mom just passed away too. Hi, how are you? Hello, your fave edits. I'm great, and this is the book we're reading. It's called Muhammad the World Changer. So yeah, I just found this in my local bookstore, and I was like, let's try and see what this is about. Cause this is not your typical Islamic book. This is like an official book, you know, with like chapters. It's not like a translation of a Islamic book, cause that's the kind of thing that I normally read. But this is a Christian view. A vivid and beautifully written book that is both inspiring and well-researched. Dr. Craig Considine, author of The Humanity of Muhammad, a Christian view. Oh, okay. So it's not written by a Christian. But, yeah. I think this is kind of like Sorry, ignore that pile of laundry there. It keeps making noises. Okay, let's continue. In the eyes of his tribal society, Muhammad was now yatim, orphaned, literally, incomplete. With no parents to nurture him and no network of siblings to support him, he lacked vital assets in a social order in which family ties determined standing. How could he fulfill his mother's dying wish to change the world? It was a seemingly impossible task. I mean, even now with parents and all, and way more opportunity, like we don't really like know how to change the world like that. It's more impossible for us than it was for him. Hello, human love. Welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Or if you're new here, welcome. Cause I don't know, your profile picture seems familiar, but I'm not sure if you were here before. Yuki. The caravan had left as Amina lay on her deathbed. By the morning of her burial, it had already progressed a day southward. Muhammad would have no time to mourn with his grandparents. In accordance with Arabian custom, the now orphaned Muhammad would mourn in the care of his grandfather in Mecca. Relatives from the Banu Najjar clan placed him and Baraka on horses to race toward the camel caravan, catching its tail end during a rest stop by the wells of Badr, full moon. Muhammad spent most of the 2-week journey to Mecca crying and struggling to sleep. Baraka comforted him, assuming the role of a foster mother, even though the 6-year-old in her care was technically her owner, a fact of which the boy remained oblivious. As the caravan wound through the barren desert landscape, Baraka's challenge was to help restore Muhammad's will to survive. The two rode atop their camel in Hauda, a wooden frame enclosed in beige linen with leather canopy. The linen sides allowed air to circulate while blocking blowing sand, and the leather covered shielded them from the intense sun. As the camel plodded forward, Baraka would lift the compartment's side flaps to show Muhammad the passing landscape. From time to time, she pointed out solitary trees growing in the middle of the barren desert, a symbol of life persisting despite the odds. At one of the rest stops by the desert watering hole, Baraka spotted a butterfly emerging from a cocoon dangling on a nearby bush. What looked like a funeral shroud, Baraka noted to Muhammad, was actually an incubator of life, helping a dull caterpillar transform into a beautifully winged insect soaring in the sky. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so true though. In Islam, we do believe in the afterlife. The funeral shroud, the 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 shroud is just the cocoon for the next life. Matcha. Oh yeah, welcome back, Matcha. How's it going? That's such a cool design you put there. Okay. I've been mistaking everybody for matcha for you, except you. That's funny. Okay, so Baraka hailed from a Christian family that had instilled in her a strong belief in life after death and resurrection. Citing all the natural examples of life's resilience in the face of seeming death, Baraka urged her young charge not to give up. The caravan's last resort stop before Mecca was at the wells of Hudaybiyah, Backbender. Baraka pointed out to Muhammad that whenever water splashed to the ground around the well, little patches of green plants emerged from the dry desert. All it took to transform the sand was something as simple as water. Muhammad, she'd suggested, should look for the metaphoric drops of water around him that could nurture his growth despite his sense of hopelessness. These drops could be people like her and inspiring examples like the desert butterfly. Sources of hope and nurturing were everywhere. Muhammad just had to recognize them. As the midday sun blazed, panic suddenly ripped through the camp. Al Qidam, east wind, a massive sandstorm, was rapidly approaching, a desert tsunami that swallows everything in its path. Within minutes, the camp was engulfed by the scorching dry sands, while fierce winds howled, shrieking against the fragile tent. Barakah threw her body over Muhammad, shielding him in case the wind snatched the tent. Meanwhile, in nearby Mecca, an advance herald from the caravan brought news of Amina's death to Abdul Muttalib, who braced himself to meet his heartbroken grandson. His own wife had passed away only 2 weeks earlier. Grandfather and grandson would be reunited in grief. Subhanallah. Alright. Just like 3 more pages. Oh, we're good with this book for the day. When the caravan arrived, Abdul Muttalib warmly embraced Muhammad and brought him and Barakah to live in his home. With an open courtyard and 10 whitewashed rooms decorated with red geometric designs and lattice windows, the house was one of Mecca's largest. Wow! Muhammad was not the only child living there. His 81-year-old grandfather still had 2 teenage sons at home, Hamza and Az-Zubayr. Hamza adored wine, women, and hunting. He sounds like some with a G. Gaston. Okay, at 16, he had already earned renown for fearlessly wrestling lions with his bare hands before unsheathing his dagger to slay them. Oh, this is Hamza radiallahu anhu. Okay. Because I thought Abdul Muttalib was... He had an uncle named Az-Zubayr. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I only know, like, he had so many uncles, like Abu Talib, Abu Lahab, Abu Jahl, Hamza radiallahu anhu. Yeah, those are the 4 main ones, but I guess there were more like Az-Zubayr. His older brother, Az-Zubayr, was living up to his name, Invincible Rock, and served as his father's chief supporter. Dependable and meticulous, Az-Zubayr ran the household after his mother's death, organizing banquets and hosting dignitaries. But Abdul Muttalib focused his energies on the grandson on whom he had bestowed a unique name. The morning after the caravan arrived, Abdul Muttalib took Muhammad with him on his civic rounds. That Friday morning at the elders' council next to the Kaaba, Muhammad sat on Abdul Muttalib's lap before the semicircle of 20 elders. The chief of elders' cushion was placed beneath the Kaaba's only rain spout, symbolizing life and rejuvenation. Following the council meeting, Abdul Muttalib led his grandson to the market of Ukath, Pride Place, so named for its annual competition for poets to declaim odes to their clans. Located in a large plaza, the market featured over 100 raised stalls. Merchants sold all manner of goods: spices, dates, vegetables, textiles, goats, horses, tools, and more. Muhammad looked around the market with interest, observing its dynamics. One stall in particular caught his attention. The goods being sold were human beings, even children his age. Perplexed, he asked his grandfather why boys and girls were being sold like animals. Abdul Muttalib explained that these were children whose parents could not afford to pay off their debts. Other children had been abducted, similar to what had nearly occurred to Muhammad while tending goats with the Banu Sa'd nomads. Abdul Muttalib suggested that Muhammad ask Barakah about slavery if he wanted to learn more. After dinner, Muhammad went to find Barakah and told her what he had seen at the marketplace. He explained that his grandfather had suggested he asked her about slavery. Placing him on her lap, Barakah responded, "Here's my story." Barakah hailed from a noble Abyssinian family in a town at the foot of the Simeon Mountains. One day, while picnicking with her mother and servants among the fig and olive trees on the mountain slope, rebels opposed to the king abducted her, tied her up, concealed her in a merchant caravan, and transported her to the Nile, where they placed her on a barge. She subsequently was sold in Egypt. A Midianite slave trader purchased her at auction and brought her to Ashkelon, where Abdul Muttalib had brought her at a portside market as a gift for his son Abdullah. When Barakah finally reached Mecca, she was 8 years old. Muhammad leapt up and ran to Abdul Muttalib with the pressing question, "Grandfather, how can an enslaved person be emancipated?" The chief elder understood what his grandson was asking and responded, "Since Baraka legally belongs to you, in order to liberate her, you must publicly declare her emancipation at the Kaaba." Technically, this was not true. He could make the declaration anywhere, but Abdul Muttalib evidently wanted his grandson to make a public declaration, a chance to prove to skeptics in Mecca that his grandson was his rightful protege. The next morning, Muhammad took Baraka by the hand and hastened towards the Kaaba. Joined by his grandfather, Muhammad stood on the steps of the temple and declared, "This is Baraka. I, Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, with the support of my grandfather, hereby declare Baraka from this moment forward to be free like the wind, no longer weighted down by the yoke of bondage. O people, bear witness and let those present inform those who are absent." Some of the crowd started to snicker but contained themselves out of respect for the chief elder. Baraka was overjoyed. Tears filled her eyes as she embraced Muhammad. Though free to return to her homeland and her family, Abdul Muttalib offered to arrange an escort for her. 22-year-old Baraka chose to remain with Muhammad. If this young man was going to be a world changer, she wanted to be at his side. So cute. Cat, oh, hello, birds. Yelith? Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, welcome to the stream. MashaAllah, sister. Thank you. Done reading this book for the day. That was really nice though. I remember reading this part before. But eventually, like, I feel like in a few more pages, maybe like 10 more pages, it'll be pages I never read before. If we have time, if I'm bored, maybe we could play some Nintendo. Yo, I didn't read that much. This is another book. Sorry, it's called The Mountain Is You. And should we take a break between these two books? Should I play a little bit of Zelda? Wait, I forgot to mark what page I stopped at. Let me see. So this was page 47. Okay. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sahil. Not that late. I did just finish this first book though. So I guess maybe you are late. It's okay though. I did start the stream pretty early, that's all I mean. But yeah. Welcome. Should I start reading The Mountain Is You? Or like... Alright. The live stream is a bit dry today, not gonna lie. I hope I'm not missing people's comments though. Like that's what happened the other day. I only saw like a few comments, and the rest of the live stream I didn't see nothing. Actually, let's do this afterwards. Hello, Speedy. Welcome. How's it going? We're gonna start reading The Mountain Is You now, inshallah. Sorry, Luca. Okay. Hitting your upper limit. As discussed before, this is only a certain amount of happiness that most of us will allow ourselves to feel. Gay Hendricks calls this your upper limit. The upper limit is essentially the amount of good that you're comfortable having in your life. It is your tolerance and threshold for having positive feelings and experiencing positive events. When you begin to surpass your upper limit, you start to unconsciously sabotage what's happening in order to bring yourself back to what's comfortable and familiar. For some people, this manifests physically, often as aches, pains, headaches, or physical tension. For others, it manifests emotionally as resistance, anger, guilt, or fear. It might seem totally counterintuitive, but we're not really wired to be happy. We're wired to be comfortable, and anything that is outside of that realm of comfort feels threatening or scary until we are familiar with it. Wow. What's up, Auntie? Me? I ain't no what's up, Auntie. Oh, what's up, Auntie? Hello, user. Nothing much. We're just reading The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. Drea, one of your regulars. Oh, sorry, Speedy. I don't know. Did you change your name and profile picture? Because I do not recognize that. But let me guess. I don't have any clue, bro. Sorry about that. Wait, are you Lana? Because she was talking to me the other day. She was saying, why be depressed when you can be dispersed zone-wise? Wait, is Doggy? I'm Israeli Chai. Nice. Awesome, Master Kenobi. Welcome to the stream. So, how to resolve this? Hitting your upper limit is a really great sign. It means that you're approaching and surpassing new levels of your life, and that it is first and foremost something to congratulate yourself for. The way you resolve an upper limit problem is by slowly acclimating yourself to your new normal. Yes, this is me and my friend's YouTube channel where we used to upload F1 memes. Nice! I was like, wait, Doggy had to go study for his chemistry thing. So who could this be? Too bad we only got 8 subscribers and our vids were potato quality. You know what? 8 subscribers is better than 0, and it's about quality, not quantity. I'm back though. Okay, yeah, welcome back. Is that a real cat? Yes, it is. NKL, scary, welcome. Look. Never mind. You see his ear moving? Luca! I have another real cat, if you want to see. Here's Yuki. No, all 8 of them are my friends. Dang, it's not a man. That's a pillow cat. That's a mattress cat. Honestly, I don't even blame you for thinking that's a pillow, because I literally use him as a pillow. Yuki, look out. Can I put the pretty cat pretty please? Sure, Alex, and welcome to the stream. Is it manual transmission? I don't know what that means, sorry. I think it has 6. 6 people? Oh, we're talking about something else. How many gears has it got? Gears like what? Oh. They're nice cats. What are you up to reading? Hello, I'm reading The Mountain Is You. It's kind of like a motivational book. Makes you motivated to do things. Or to stop doing things. Like, in this case, self-sabotaging. The way you resolve an upper limit problem is by slowly acclimating yourself to your new normal. Instead of shocking yourself into big changes, allow yourself to slowly adjust and adapt. By taking it slow, you're allowing yourself to gradually reinstate a new comfort zone around what you want your life to be. Over time, you gradually shift your baseline to a new standard. They got huge downforce too. F1, I see. Uprooting. Uprooting happens when someone finds themselves jumping from relationship to relationship or changing their business website again and again, when they really need to focus on confronting relationship issues when they arise or taking care of clients that already have. In uprooting, you are not allowing yourself to blossom. You are only comfortable with the process of sprouting. Wow. Lana, welcome back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I was literally thinking that Speedy was you. I was like guessing those. You know me, Speedy? Yeah, it's Doggy in his other account. Nudar. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. How are you, Lana? Is That's really relatable book. I know. It might be constantly needing a fresh start, which is often the result of not having healthy ways to deal with stress or struggling with conflict resolution. Uprooting can be a way of diverting attention from the actual problems in your life, as your attention must go toward reestablishing oneself at a new job or in a new town. Ultimately, uprooting means you are always just beginning your new chapter but never really finishing it. Despite your efforts to keep moving on, you end up more stuck than ever before. I think the reason why you get more stuck is because you try to start and then you just stop. Because that limits all possibilities of actually getting better. Because you're like, alright, this doesn't work, I'm not doing it anymore. Like, what can you do then? Good. Awesome. I'm the one whose pickleball plan got cancelled. Doggy Speedy? Yeah, it's my friend's YouTube channel where we used to post F1 memes. So why did your pickleball get cancelled, by the way? What happened? I hope you get to play again soon. I want to play, but this next week in California is going to be the worst weather ever. Like, even in the colder times of the day, it's going to be, like, so hot and sticky, bro. This book is literally my life right now. Awesome. Well, it's not awesome, like, that it's relatable, but it's awesome that, like, in a way, I think it could help you. My dad has a lot of work, so we had to cancel pickleball. Oh, I see. I was going to go play it with a friend, but yeah, that friend is also just as busy as your dad. It's 7:14 in the UAE right now. Oh my gosh, Nana, are you okay though? Because I heard like UAE is not doing good right now with like Iran and stuff. Oh, I gotta go? Okay, bye. Okay, so how to resolve this? First, recognize the pattern. One of the primary symptoms of uprooting is not realizing that one is doing it. Therefore, the most important step is to become aware of what's happening. Trace back your steps over the past few years. How many places have you moved or worked? Then figure out what is driving you away from each new thing you find. Next, you need to get clear on what you really want. Sometimes uprooting occurs because we step too quickly toward what we think we want, only to find out that we didn't think it through and don't really want the thing very much. Clarity is key, but you're thinking long term now. Because you're thinking long term now, what would it look like to choose one place to live, then build connections there? What would it look like to work at the same place and move up in your positions or build your business? Remember that healing from an uprooting pattern is not about settling for something you don't want, nor is it about staying in an unsafe or unhealthy situation because you don't want to move again. It's about getting clear and determined on what's the right path for you, and then making a plan for how you can thrive, not just survive. When the moment comes that you would typically flee, confront the discomfort and stay where you are. Figure out why you are uncomfortable getting attached to one thing or another, and determine what a healthy attachment would look like for you. Aww. I think that's really, really highlight worthy. Beautiful. So it's like, I think this book is like confronting many problems at once. First is uprooting, and then perfectionism. You're a messenger from God. Aww, I'm so happy to hear that. This is really weird. This feels like a message from God. Yeah, it is. I mean, thank this person. She's a great author. But yeah, I'm so glad that this message like literally came for you. Um, there was a viral comment which was calling cat as a car in Instagram. I don't know how it started, so I think that's what happened when someone asked how many gears it has. Oh, I was thinking that too, but they're talking about F1s, like that car. But dude, what are you reading a book like that? You're a kid. You don't need that book. I think it's good though to still read it, but I don't say my age. So what's the book called again? Okay, it's called The Mountain Is You. So any problem you have in life, it's because it came from you. Oh, I see Nudar, but was it Mark or Max? Because Max is the GOAT, very popular driver, so maybe it could be his edits. Can you summarize it, please? Oh, sorry. If you're talking about this last part, I think the summary is that when you, so this is this is addressing the problem of uprooting, right? Uprooting over here happens when someone finds themselves jumping from relationship to relationship or changing their business website again and again, when they really need to focus on confronting the issues of, what's making them do all that. So the moment you feel that way, where you want to change it again constantly, stay where you are. Like, stay in that discomfort and address it. Don't try to run away from it this time. Figure out why you are uncomfortable getting attached to one thing or another, and determine what is a healthy attachment and what it would look like for you. Basically, from relationship to relationship doesn't mean like in a haram relationship, right? It could be friendship as well. You make friends and then you just leave them. You're like, oh, I don't want to be attached. It's gonna hurt. But this is, you need a healthy attachment. And you need to stick to the friend that you make. It's not just do it for fun. It's now a responsibility. Good on you for being this mature. Alhamdulillah. I think Islam, not really forces you to be mature, but like it's like it really encourages you to be as mature as you can be, because that's how you're gonna face life. I mean, you're alive, right? Being alive means you have to face life. So, yeah. Next problem that is being addressed is perfectionism. When we expect that our work must be perfect the first time we do it, we end up getting into a cycle of perfectionism. Perfectionism isn't actually wanting everything to be right. It's not a good thing. In fact, it is a hindering thing because it sets up unrealistic expectations about what we are capable of or what the outcomes of our lives could be. Perfectionism holds us back from from showing up and trying, or really doing the important work of our lives. I have a friend who's a perfectionist. She didn't even want to decorate a cake because she didn't think it was gonna turn out good. She can't even paint a tote bag. It's not about being perfect. It's about having fun. But she can't help herself. So yeah, I think, it just happens naturally for some people who are really keen on their grades or something like that. Everybody has problems, and I think perfectionism is something linked to, when you're that focused on getting everything right. So perfectionism holds us back from showing up and trying on really doing the important works of our lives. This happens because when we are afraid of failing or feeling vulnerable or not being as good as we want others to think we are, we end up avoiding the work that is required to actually become that good. We sabotage ourselves because it is the willingness to show up and simply do it again and again and again that ultimately brings us to Mm, a place of mastery. How to resolve this? So this is the solution for perfectionism. If any of you guys are perfectionists here, wise words, mate. Oh yeah, he's my favorite driver. Hi. Thank you. And Kitty is scary. And welcome to the stream, Cars and Cats. Good morning. Hello. Why don't you do a community post where you tell when you're gonna stream so that everyone who wants to join joins? Not when your video pops up on feed. I think I addressed this question before because you did ask it before. It's just because like I don't know when I'll be free to live stream. I can't give you like a 1 hour heads up because at that 1 hour, like I would be posting that reminder. I would want to be streaming at that point. It's because this morning, like right before I was live streaming, I didn't even want to live stream. I was so sleepy. I was like, I'm gonna just go to sleep. Let me just brush my teeth. And then by the time I was done brushing my teeth, I was like, wait a second. Because I just had suhoor, right? Like I was eating like the pre-dawn meal of to fast in Ramadan. Um, so yeah, I had to brush my teeth before I slept, right? Because I just ate. So I was like, wait, I'm not sleepy anymore. Let me just live stream. So I'm really indecisive like that. I can't, give you a heads up or anything. Sorry about that. I said I would consider it, but I'm not sure. True, I've been missing most of your lives because they weren't showing up anymore. Aw, I'm so sorry to hear that. It hasn't been showing up for you. I don't know, YouTube's been buggy lately. Even when I started the live stream, the chat wouldn't work. I was like, why is that? Like, I couldn't see anyone's message, but they were chatting. It was so weird. Alright, so how to resolve perfectionism. Don't worry about doing it well, just do it. Don't worry about writing a bestseller, just write. Don't worry about making a Grammy winning hit, just make music. Don't worry about failing, just keep showing up and trying. Aww. Well, that part is relatable to me because I'm always so worried about failing. But I just postpone studying. I'm just like, it makes me so anxious to study. But you know what, guys? Yesterday, for that quiz, the way that I studied on my live stream, everything that I studied was on the quiz, and I felt so satisfying. I felt so good. Like, it was so satisfying to write all the answers down because I studied it. I was like, thank God. It could have been so many other questions that I didn't prepare for. But I did try to prepare for all of them. She also has a messy schedule, so she does lives at random times. I know. I wish it weren't so messy. I swear. Like if I had my own room, cause listen, like all my lives are in different places, bro. Even outside one time, cause I don't have my own room. Like I'm so sorry, guys. Like if it were, um, that simple where I could like have a set time. Cause when my mom was traveling, I would. That's when I first started my YouTube, right? I would stream at the same time every single day, like twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. It was so fun. But yeah, my mom came back, and I appreciate her coming back. Like I mean, I like it that she's back, but that did affect my schedule. Thanks for the book recommendation, and thanks for teaching me something today. You're setting yourself up for great adulthood because you're reading and learning. Take care. Thank you so much, and see you later, hopefully. So, at first, all that matters is that you do what you really want to do. From there, you can learn from your mistakes and over time get to the place where you really want to be. Inshallah, that's the goal. No, it's not your problem. Do you live whenever you do live whenever you want. Those who really want to see you live will come late or early. Aw, that's so nice of you. I forgot your nickname though. What was it? Najar? Trying to scroll up to see the nickname. I can't find it. Nudar. Okay. Nudar. Alright. The truth is that we actually do not accomplish great feats when we are anxious about whether or not what we do will indeed be something impressive and world-changing. Wow, world-changer book. We accomplished we accomplish these sorts of things when we simply show up and allow ourselves to create something meaningful and important to us. Instead of perfection, focus on progress. Instead of having something done perfectly, focus on just getting it done. From there, you can edit, build, grow, and develop it to exactly what your vision is. But if you don't get started, you'll never arrive. The solution is to just start. That's the solution for perfectionism. So you don't have to do things perfectly. Yeah, well, I mean, everybody should turn on their notifications. It is the afternoon. Yo, anime edits, welcome back to the stream. I guess I'm late to the discussion. Not really. Oh, well, yeah, that's true, because they probably left that user person. Oh no, I lost my page. Alright, I feel like this section is gonna be more relatable to a lot of people. Limited emotional processing skills. So in life, there are going to be people, situations, and circumstances that are upsetting, infuriating, and saddening, and even enraging. There will likewise be people, situations, and circumstances that are inspiring, hopeful, helpful, and truly offer purpose and meaning in your life. When you are only able to process half of your emotions, you stunt yourself. You start going out of your way to avoid any possible situation that could bring up something frustrating or uncomfortable because you have no tools to be able to handle that feeling. This means that you start avoiding the very risks and actions that would ultimately change your life for the better. In addition, an inability to process your emotions means you get stuck with them. You sit and dwell on your anger and sadness because you don't know how to make them go away. When we can only process half of our emotions, we ultimately only live half of the life we really want to. Oh my god, that's so true. Literally, for me, to process my emotions, I do the one thing that I feel most guilty about, which is to just listen to music. Because it makes me calm. Like, that's not how you're supposed to process your emotions. Like, you're supposed to face your emotions head on, see what's making you mad, and actually confront those issues instead of just blocking it out or numbing it or avoiding it, you know? So, this is the solution, you guys. Am I late? No, you're right on time, Iris Scott. Because we're, I guess, I did remember you. Because there was this guy named Eris in this book that I was reading, the previous book. I was like, yo, where's Eris Scott? But yeah, you kind of late. You're like an hour and 8 minutes late. But it's okay. We're reading The Mountain Is You now. Yo, Eris, not too late. Perfect time. Yo, guys. Guess what, Speedy? What is it, anime edits? How to resolve this? Your limited emotional processing skills. Alright, healthy emotional processing looks different for everyone, but generally involves these steps. Number 1, get clear on what happened. Number 2, validate your feelings. And number 3, determine a course correction. First, you need to understand why you're upset, or the reason why something's bothering you so much. Without clarity on this, you'll continue to waste your time mulling over the details without really understanding what's hurting you so much. Next, you have to validate how you feel. Recognize that you are not alone. Anyone in your situation would probably feel similar and does, and that what you feel is absolutely okay. In doing this, you can allow yourself a physical release, such as crying, shaking, journaling about what you feel, or talking to a trusted friend. Once you are clear on what's wrong and have allowed yourself to fully express the extent of your emotions, you can determine how you will change your behavior or thought process so that you get an outcome that you really want in the future. So you need to clear your head on what's wrong and just feel what you're feeling, validate it, and understand the situation, you know. And once you're level-headed, once you're calm, then you can determine your next step, how to, you know, either change your behavior or, change the outcome of the situation that you're in. Maybe talk things out. Um, the other day, I was told to do something that put me in a really unsafe position. Like somebody was driving this car and it had major issues, and they wanted me to, you know, deal with that. Like sit in that car, and it was making so much noise. I was like, "Yo, why am I here, bro? Like I shouldn't be in here, bro." And I was just unsafe that whole time. I was like, "Man, what do I do, bro?" And then I called and I was like, "The car is making so much noise," and they were aware like how bad it was. I kept asking questions like, "Oh, where's it? Why is that happening? Where's it coming from? Where are you?" I was like, "You're just making things worse, man." I had to like make sure not to raise my voice one bit. It was really hard. But at some point I just stopped talking so I don't, you know, get more mad. So after that I was calm, like, giving myself time to think, like sitting down, making sure like I count my breath, take a deep breath, get that oxygen intake. Sorry about that. When you take a deep breath, the oxygen goes to your brain. And the prophet said the prophetic advice for getting angry is to lay down and like make sure the blood goes towards your brain so that the blood carries the oxygen to your brain. You could, you know, control your frontal lobe more. After reading the total chapter, why don't you explain what did you learn from any hidden message or message you want to deliver? It would be good. Well, I think I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm just trying to relate it to my life, basically. Like, yeah, the way to validate your feelings and determine a course correction, it starts off by getting clear on what happened. Not just clearing your mind, but like thinking about what happened without getting mad. Because the more you think about something that happened, the more mad you get. But like try your best, even as infuriating as it is. Like try not to crash out. It's like a challenge, bro. Just whatever the case is, obviously you shouldn't try not to crash out while you're still in that setting. First, you have to get out of that setting, and then calm yourself, and then come back to it. Deal with that later. By the way, Nudar, I'll remember your name even without the username. Nudar. I don't know how to remember that. I know what you did on 1989. Oh, this guy. My house still hungry. Aww. You have a hamster? It's so cute. Alright, justification. Your life is ultimately measured by your outcomes, not your intentions. That's sad. But God judges you by your intentions, not the outcomes. So it is not about what you wanted to do or would have done, but didn't have the time. It's not about why you thought you couldn't. It's just whether or not you could. You eventually did. When you're in a pattern of self-sabotaging behavior, you're often treating those excuses the same way you would treat measurable outcomes. You're using them to make yourself feel momentarily satisfied, using them as a replacement for the accomplishment itself. So me, for example, I want to make bagels, like cheese jalapeno bagels, from scratch, doing the whole boiling method, baking, all that, and making the dough. Like, I want to do it so badly. But here's the excuse, right? I don't want to do that because I have school, I have things to work on, and I frankly just don't have the time to do it. Even though it's so easy, have all the ingredients, cheddar, jalapeno, flour, all that. And you could get it so much yummier and cheaper at Vaughn's. But still, I want to learn how to do it by myself. I want to bake so much bread, bro. I just got a hand mixer, like a stand mixer as well. But, yeah. Nobody looks at the what what those excuses are. Nobody even knows them. They only look at whether you did it or not. And people don't care whether you do something or not. But it would be so much better if you just did what you wanted to do instead of making all these excuses. Because you could always, if something is important enough, you will always make time for it. I never talking to autistic people ever again, I think. Oh no, real Shadowcraft, what happened? Did you have like a bad experience with them? It's Banana Leclerc, name of Charles Leclerc, an F1 driver. Alright, bye now. Okay, bye, doggy. What's wrong talking to autistic people? I know. I don't think there's anything wrong. It's just that this person had a specific bad experience with them. I think the thing is, you just have to be careful what you say around them. Like, make sure not to make any jokes like, oh, this math is making me feel autistic. Like, they want to turn me autistic or something. Because apparently autistic people are really smart. Some of them, because there's like obviously different people. There's a whole spectrum, right? So if you say something carelessly, it could offend somebody, and they could get mad at you. And you could blame all autistic people, like, oh, I'm never talking to them again. They couldn't take a joke or something like that. But you know, it's more important that we care. We are more careful with what we say, instead of blaming a whole person for reacting the way they did. It's mostly, you holding yourself accountable first. So this girl was streaming. I was making a simple hacker joke. She cried. I tried to calm her, but it turned out I literally talked about the whole situation before you even said it. Like, you probably made a joke and they couldn't take it. Like, I knew the situation before you even said it. But the solution here is to be careful with what you say. Your jokes should be kind, should be, have dignity, not offensive. If something has the potential to offend somebody, just try not to say it. Unless you have somebody in your close friend circle who you know can take a joke. That's not really related to them as well. Because sometimes people could act like they can take a joke, but they're really hurt inside. Just make sure you're kind about it. Yeah, so now I get it why I asked if she was autistic. My mom's boyfriend has an autistic kid, and I'm 1 year older than him, and he's 6 years old, and he says weird things about me. Oh my god. What do you say? Actually, don't say it. She never gonna stream again? No! Her friends are talking about reporting to local authority. What? Oh my god, I don't even want to hear what joke you made. Yeah, but some people, it's really scary. Some people, because I don't know if you know the channel, like, Save a Fox. I don't know if that's even the channel name. There was this really famous woman who used to play with foxes. Was Phineas? I forgot the fox's name even. Sorry. It's just, there was like a really cute fox that would like laugh so much. It was so viral at some point too. But the owner of that whole fox sanctuary, she ended up suiciding because the cyberbullies got to her, and she was struggling already mentally so much because she was like autistic as well. And the smallest things could really set someone off, and it's really scary. And we have to be really careful not to add to people's already hard lives, because that could lead them to suicide. We don't even know. I just told her I got her IP. Oh my god. Like, I don't even know, man. Like, that's not even funny, bro. What kind of joke is that? I'm a fan of Lewis Hamilton. Awesome. I don't know who that is, but yeah, tell me more about him. Lewis Hamilton. Why are you a fan of him? Yeah, like Michael Scott from The Office. Do you think Iran will blow up the world? Hello, Sam. Welcome to the stream. I know Iran is really going at it recently. It's like world news, but they're only targeting military. They're not going after children in a girls' school like America is. So they're more logical with it. So I don't think they'll blow up the world. Guys, can you hear her? I give her channel name. No, I don't see the channel name. What's your favorite Ben 10 alien? Oh my gosh, that's such a cute question because I remember being obsessed with Ben 10, but I don't remember a single alien. Sorry about that. I just remember there was like a green watch. You'd press it and turn to anything, and a big green one. I don't know. Maybe that one. I don't know. Yeah. Moral of the story: joke carefully. Exactly. Either joke nicely or don't joke at all. Are you American? Yes, I am. Do you know that Alexander Tervosa, the skater? She's from Russia. No, I don't. I do like skating though. I used to have a skateboard until I gave it to my neighbor because I would not skate anymore because I had a lot of school. But it was so fun when I used to skate. I wish I had somebody to skate with and like learn those skating tricks. I did one ollie and I called it a day. I was like, all right, that's good enough. But it was like the smallest ollie ever. It was a clean one though. I gotta say, I did it. I'm not gonna say how high it was though. Skating on ice. Oh, okay. I didn't realize you meant ice skating. But yeah, I like ice skating too. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. Please tell sorry from me to her. Aww. I hope. I don't know. Maybe they'll ban me too. But send me her YouTube name. Then I'll try to say sorry to her. I don't know. I don't really watch live streams though. I only live stream, which is so ironic. Real Shadow, give her channel. We'll try to do something. Yeah. I like Alien X, but most of the people love Humongousaur and Four Arms. Oh, I remember Four Arms. And not really Humongousaur. I have to rewatch Ben 10 though. Thanks for unlocking that memory, bro. Alright. This is... Sorry, I completely forgot what we were reading about. Okay, so this is a justification of limited emotional processing skills. When we have a goal, dream, or plan, there is no measure of intent. It is only whether you did it or did not. Any other reason you offer for not showing up or doing the work is simply you stating that you prioritize the reason over the ultimate ambition, which means that it will always take precedence in your life. You may also be using excuses to help navigate ways away from uncomfortable feelings that are ultimately necessary for your growth. I know it's so uncomfortable trying something new in the kitchen because it could always end up a fail and you could be feeling like you wasted your entire time. But that's what grows you into becoming the best chef that you could be. You just have to start. It's so true. I wish I were a chef though. Like if I had those excellent cooking skills, man. I just don't want to waste ingredients, bro. I need guidance. I don't have that guidance in the kitchen. But that's why we gotta, you know, do our best. So how to resolve this? How you resolve this? Start measuring your outcomes and focusing on at least doing one productive thing each day. You know what? What should I do today? I'm gonna make short ribs. I'm gonna thaw them and then get some ingredients and then make it tomorrow. Inshallah. It's no longer about how many days you really wanted to go to the gym. It's about how many days you did. It's no longer about wanting to show up for your friends. It's whether or not you did. It's no longer about the great ideas you had and how to change your business. It's about whether or not you did. Stop accepting your own excuses. Stop being complacent with your own justifications. Start quantifying your days by how many healthy, positive things you accomplished, and you will see how quickly you begin to make progress. Oh my god. Highlight that right now. Stop accepting your own excuses. I love that so much. I would stop here in terms of reading, but I think disorganization is really important too. Attachment what you don't really want. Oh my god. Everything's so... Yo, why we have all the same problems, guys? Are there any chapters here? Triggers? Okay, I'm gonna stop here then. Because it just keeps on going. I want to read the whole entire book, but while you read so much. Big sister, here it is. Doodles Animations 19. Awesome. Well, I think Nudar wanted to check it out, so I'll let him do it. No, wait, this is collegiate prescribed. Seems more like self-help. Hello, Goku. Welcome. Yeah, it is a self-help book, I think. It's called The Mountain Zoo. What's going on? Someone? Who's joking here? It was in someone else's stream. I think Real Shadowcraft said something that he didn't mean to say, or like mean that he didn't mean to cause so much outrage. So he feels bad. Oh no, why did I do all that? Okay. So he wanted to apologize. So he's gonna do that through somebody else. This is so painful, guys. Like we're in page 41. Today is the 313. Yo, it's Shia Day. No, okay. I'll tell some aliens' names or character names. Maybe you'll remember. Stinkfly, Stormfire, Echo, Big Chill, way big. Sorry, none of those ring a bell. If you showed me those pictures, which you can't do on a live stream, but if I search it up, but I don't have my laptop right now. If I search it up later, which I don't think I'll do, maybe I'll remember. Book name? Oh, sorry. This is called The Mountain Zoo. Sorry if you didn't see that earlier. Hello, did I miss anything fun? No, we're only doing boring stuff. Reading and talking. Good morning. Good morning, Sawant. Welcome. I think we're done for today, though. I read a lot. I read 2 books. If you want, we could continue streaming, though. Let's start something fun, since Anime Edits wants to see. We're gonna play some Phantom Hourglass. I'm very, very Ben 10 big fan. Awesome. I would recommend Principles by Ray Dalio. Yo, let me write that down. I'll write that here. Principles by what again? Sorry. Principles by Ray Dalio. Okay. Thank you so much, Goku. I will definitely check that out later if I can. And yeah, I love anything like that. I think for my next book, after I finish this one, it's getting something by Seneca or Aristotle, stuff like that. Because those books I always wanted to read. Good morning. Aw, cats are dancing. Yeah. For real, you need to apologize to her. Yeah. I think he already feels bad. I think that's already a good sign. You saw the channel, Eriska? No, I didn't. What's her channel? It was like Scribble Doodles or something. He said it earlier. Doodles animation slash dash 19. Yeah, play DSI. Okay. I'm scared to even talk. I might scare her. Fizzy. She's live right now? Yeah. He keeps taking up all this spotlight. Like, it's not even focused anymore. Oh no! This is why I remember I stopped playing. Because my mic on the DSi is broken, but I can't leave the room without talking on the mic. But my mic is broken. No! I forgot why I stopped. Man. I can't play this anymore. This is so sad. Got what I wanted. Meet you in the next stream. Bye. Okay, bye, Sahil. I guess we gotta go. Wait, hold on. I wanna play some brain games. Luca does not like that song. Yo, we got a new record, guys. Wait, it was not even showing. Driving speed? How could you go faster than that? I thought it was actually really fast, but I guess not. Welcome back, Eriska. Oh no! One last game of brain games, and then we're gonna be done with the live. Inshallah. Oops, sorry. Yuki. Yeah. There's Luca behind me. He got mad at the constant noise. Oh. No! Oh my gosh, I actually suck so bad. You just talked to your help. Yo, Eris Brotel, I'm sorry. Is it haram to eat no vegetables in Islam? Eating no vegetables does put your body at like risk for a lot of health problems. So I think in that regard, self harm is forbidden. But if it's for a reason, I don't know. It depends. It's just not good for you. It's not recommended. I wouldn't say it's haram though. It's not like outrightly mentioned that it's haram because a lot of people don't like their vegetables. But do take care of yourself. Your body isn't amana. It's a trust from God, and you will be questioned how you took care of it. So it's really important to take care of it as good as you can. Can you please tell you're sorry for what I did? I didn't mean it. Real weight, yo. Oh no, how'd that happen? Yo, it's not supposed to be that bad. She apologized to him, nothing to worry about. Awesome. She's amazing. Hi. Iris and I assisted each other. Awesome. Oh no. No. Do I need to calibrate my stencil? You keep meowing. Or wait, is it from the game? No, it's Luca. He wants to leave because he doesn't like the DSI noises. Let's probably let him go though. My bad. Oh. so slow. No! Oh my god, how'd that happen? I'm actually gonna lose now. How do you even solve this? Oh my god. What? Okay. Hasbunallah, man. Alright, we're cooked. There we go. My aunt used to play this every day. Really? Ernest to Contreras. 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the stream. What was her age when she used to play Ernest? This is crazy. Alright. We're gonna call it a day here, guys. Thanks for watching. That was really fun. Reading and playing games. But yeah. If there's one thing to take from this book, it's to do something, at least one thing productive every day. I think reading is already productive. But to apply what I'm reading, something productive. This is a message for everybody. Do something productive today. Let me know what it is next time we do in the lives. But yeah, I think for me, I want to bake something like bagels. But we have so many bagels already. I don't know. Maybe I should just not do it. Maybe I should do something else. I don't know. What is the one productive thing that you guys want to do? Let me know in the chat. My other cat's making the meowing sound. Or other cats. Yeah, it was Luca, my orange cat. Joria, do you think my English is kind of weak or need to be improved? I couldn't even tell that English is not your first language. Like, your English is that good. Okay, good night. It's 9 a.m. for me, but yeah, good night for you. But I just want to know, like, before we leave, what is one productive thing that we could do for today? But I think your day is already over. I don't know. Gotta think about it all. Give me suggestions, guys. I need to do something. I need a side quest. Maybe I should study the lab, though. Because there's a lab. I think I'll do that. Inshallah. Maybe paint. Oh my gosh, I should go to the lake. Alright, I'll think about it, guys. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.